Hey, so the video you're about to see was filmed before everything. Um, so I do hold up the old cover at different points in the video. I'm gonna try to cover it with like an emoji or something. I'm going in to edit it now. But I'm just like, I don't want to refilm this video. I don't want to have to wait, like, cause I mean, I uploaded the new art, which I can confirm was made by a human. It's gonna take a while to process. So I'm not gonna be able to get a proof copy for a while. Um, I didn't want to wait to refilm it because like I had a lot of fun filming it, and but I just want to give that disclaimer that I'm gonna try to cover the emoji, or I'm gonna try to cover the old art with an emoji, but I filmed this before everything happened. So yeah, there is new art on the way. The files have been uploaded. I'm just waiting for IngramSpark to process them. If you want to see what the cover Michelle drew looks like, it is on my website, and it is in the chapter preview that you can download. And I believe the Kindle version has switched it over, but the metadata for the paperback and hardcover hasn't yet. So just again, still hold off on pre-ordering. I think you're probably safe to pre-order the Kindle version. But if you want a physical copy, hold off on pre-ordering that for now. And I'll post an update when it's safe to pre-order those. Yeah, just wanted to put that disclaimer here before my comments are flooded with more comments about the cover art, because we're working on it, okay? The new files have been uploaded, and Michelle is going to send me a time lapse, but she also sent me sketches, and also she drew the Saving Summer cover art, and I know that she is not a robot and that she would not outsource my work to a robot. So I am very grateful for Michelle. I'm very grateful that she had nothing to do on Wednesday, and was able to just take my rush fee and get me new art as soon as possible so I could get this process of re-uploading it started as soon as possible. Yeah, so cue the video I filmed last weekend. Hi, my name is Liv. Welcome back to my channel. I'm an independent author, and my sorority love story, Lost and Found, comes out on May 9th. You can pre-order it in the links in the description or download a preview of the first 3 chapters from my website. Yeah, I think that's it. So today, you read the title, we're gonna be doing 5 fun facts. Well, actually it's 6, because I think 1 I've technically dropped this lore in like at least 2 other videos where I've talked about this project. So 6 fun facts, 5 new ones, about Lost and Found. I've been waiting until I actually have it in my hands to do this, and I'm so excited. I made notes. I'm excited to do this. So if I didn't specify, this is the no spoilers version of my fun facts video. There will be a 5 fun facts with spoilers after the book comes out. So people have had a chance to read it before I spoil it for them. But this is 5 fun facts, no spoilers. And our first, why am I holding up 2 fingers? Our first fun fact, this is the one that I'm pretty sure I have lore dropped in like at least 2 other videos talking about this project. But if this is your first video you're watching about Lost and Found, hi. The book was originally set in, I started writing it in 2019. So it was originally set to take place in the 2019-2020 school year. Some things happened in 2020. And I had to change that. So there's no specific year that it takes place in now. But the calendar will follow 2019-2020 school year. There's like a whole, like, in Violet's storyline, she offhandedly mentions Leap Day. And then in Marian and Lauren's companion novel, there will be an actual event that takes place on Leap Day. So, but yeah, that's, so if you're curious what calendar timeline the story is following, it is 2019-2020 with the coronavirus cut out of it. All right, fun fact number 2. This book was originally supposed to have a magic system. I almost said fun fact, these are all fun facts, yeah. This book was originally gonna have a magic system. I tried to write a magic system. Mostly it was for Lauren and Marian and Jane and all of them. It was for their storyline in the companion novel that I wanted the magic system for, but I was like, once I decided to bring Violet's character into the story, I was like, okay, well, how is the magic system gonna play with her as well? And then when I split it off into like this novel and the companion novel, and the more I like tried to, first of all, write the logistics of the magic system, I was getting frustrated by it. I'm like, this is just not my genre. This is not something I was built for. And then the more I thought about it though, the more I'm like, giving this magic system, like giving, like incorporating this magic system takes away from Violet being able to do things on her own with autism. Like the whole thing is like, she is worried that she's not going to be able to make it on her own because she's autistic, and she's known her whole life like everything's going to be harder for her, and it takes away from her journey to have like the magic system in place. And it especially, what I had decided to do, which I won't talk about until the spoilers version, but it especially takes away from her storyline with Ashley, and by adding the magic into that, which again in the spoilers version I will explain what I was going to do there. But it just, I just decided I had to get rid of it. I had to rework the companion novel a little bit because of it, but I was like, it's taking away too much from Violet making it on her own, basically, or trying to make it on her own. It's taking away too much from Violet's journey to have this magic system in place. So, all right, you may have caught the fun fact number 3. You may have caught this, and I believe I may have mentioned it in another video. But originally, Marion and Lauren, who are 2 side characters in Lost and Found, who will later have their own companion novel, they were originally the main characters. It wasn't until like spring 2020 that I was like, I should add this character to this story instead of making a whole separate series, and introduced Violet. Her first scene was actually, like in the book, the last scene of chapter 3 is her going to midnight. That was originally the scene I introduced her in when I put her in the novel with Marion and Lauren for the first time. But I was like, no, she needs like more leading up to that. First of all, because Marion and Lauren have like a whole month of stuff going on before that. So it's like, yeah, a month into the year, we're just gonna introduce a brand new character who's like one of the main storylines of this series. So I was like, no, she needs to be introduced way sooner than that. And it also let me develop her story more. Versus like you just meet her 3 chapters in and she has joined a sorority and we know nothing about how she got there. And so that I went back and made more scenes for her in the beginning, and then that's where I eventually split it off into the Lost and Found in the companion novel, which does have a name, by the way. It's going to be Dangerous to Fall. In the very back of Lost and Found, there is a promo for it, actually. So just a little shameless plug for the companion novel. Let me just cover the literal ending of Lost and Found. But yeah, there's a coming soon, and then there will be a sequel that ties together everyone's storylines and wraps them up after Dangerous to Fall. So yeah, that just a little mini plug for the companion novel that's not even in editing stages yet. I don't have money for that yet. All right, next fun fact. There are places, I mean, because the story was originally going to be set at the University of Delaware before I decided, no, I'm gonna make a fake university so I can have a fake like academic calendar and a fake location and all these things and not have to like be so tied to the actual University of Delaware. But there are certain places that I changed the names of that are supposed to be places on Main Street or places in Delaware, or buildings at the University of Delaware. Obviously I gave all the dorms and the class buildings, like I gave all those fake names, but the places on Main Street, and I'm planning to actually go back to campus with a couple of my friends and film a video there talking about like the different places like that I imagined certain things taking place in the story. But off the top of my head, there's like references to the pizza chain The Cavern, which is Grotto's. And I know Grotto's is a chain, but I'm like, with the amount of like not nice things people say about Grotto's in this series, I'm like, I have to give it a fake name. I can't use a real place for that. And then there's Just Pizza, which is supposed to be Snap Pizza. There's Presto Pizza, which was supposed to be Pat's, which I believe is closed now. RIP. That was like my favorite, not my favorite pizza, but like one of my favorite, like after a night out, get food, go back to my sorority house and eat the food. Like that was a one of my favorite places. Let's see, what else was there? Craft is homegrown. Love homegrown. Krabby Fries are life. Let's see, the Blowfish is the Green Turtle. Also, if anybody from Green Turtle is watching this, bring back the Smokehouse nachos. Those are my favorite thing, and you stopped making them, and I'm upset about it. It's been like a year. Bring them back. Trying to think what else. There's like the Campus Creamery that's referenced. I don't think I gave it an official name, but that's U-Dairy, obviously. Oh, and then Brooktown Brews is Brouhaha, which I think closed. I don't know. I haven't been back to campus in a long time. And when I go back, it's usually just to go to a specific restaurant on Main Street. It's not to like go wander around and visit all the places that I loved when I was in college, because I'm trying not to be that person that peaked in college, even though I know that like college was one of the peaks of my life. I'm trying not to make it be the peak of my life. So, but yeah, those are the ones that I remember. Next fun fact, in line with there being real places that the fake restaurants and everything are based off of, the YouTube videos that Violet watches for her special interest, which is in 90s, 80s technology, basically anything old, anything that's like no longer relevant. She loves like learning about old technology. The videos that she watches related to her special interest are from real channels. And I, like, when I was trying to make this set in 2019, 2020, I actually looked up like what videos those channels would have been posting at the time to like line up with, oh, Violet's watching this computer build, which was posted at this time. Violet's watching a documentary on laser discs or something like that. And I like looked up like, would that video have been out at the time? Maybe it was something that was just uploaded at that time. Maybe it was something that was out for a while that she had found. The main channels that I used for research for this, because I myself fell down a rabbit hole of old technology, which, side note, my I had like a fascination with the 90s back when I was like 15, when Teen Nick released The 90s Are All That, and like 90s fashion. It was mostly fashion and pop culture that I was obsessed with. And that never really went away. Like it faded out, but it never like fully went away. And then like when I was doing research for Violet's character, it fully reignited my interest in the 90s and like just learning about old stuff. But I got very interested in old technology to the point where I'm like, is this a new special interest for me now? But I feel like I'm not at Violet's level with that. But the channels, the main channels, like I said, like I was saying, the main channels that I used to research for Violet were LGR, Technology Connections. I don't think I reference any videos from Tweeterman, but I love Tweeterman. I have been watching his videos since I was literally like 12 or 13 years old. Obsessed. That's where it started, really, was he did like a Windows 3.1 unboxing, and I was like in my 90s era, and I'm like, this is, and I was like, I wasn't like fully in my 90s era, but I was like, I was in my irrelevant, I was interested in irrelevant technology to some degree, and I was like, let me watch this. And he had a whole series called Time Machine, and I would watch so many. I know LGR was the main one that I reference in Violet watching videos from. Technology Connections, shoot, what's, those are the main ones. Those are the ones that I know off the top of my head. And the last fun fact is actually where the fake sorority name Delta Phi Nu came from. So this is such a Liv lore deep cut, okay? In the summer of 2010, I was 14 years old. I was at theater camp. We did two shows. One was Footloose, and one was a show that the director wrote about the invention of theater. It was called Thespis and Company. Originally, it was set in ancient Greece. This was like a modern reimagination of it from the new director, because he had like a friend directing it that time, so he could direct Footloose, I think. I don't remember all the logistics, but it was a modern reimagining. And so my character, I was a muse, but I was also, so the muses were supposed to dress like teachers, and then we were also sometimes students. We had a different outfit for that. And in our student outfits, even though it was like a middle school that this took place at, we were wearing Greek letters. And and my Greek letters were Delta Phi Nu. And let me actually show you the picture of that goes with this. Quick disclaimer. This is also the picture I show my theater students when I explain to them why it's important to learn how to blend your stage makeup. That's me. Unblended stage makeup and all. I was 14 here. That was like my favorite costume for that show. I did not like my teacher outfit, which is funny because I'm a teacher now and I don't dress like that. But yeah, when I was like trying to think of fake names for the sororities, I remember we were around the same time I was trying to think of a fake name for the sorority. I was looking through my old theater pictures to post something for World Theater Day, and I saw me wearing those Greek letters and I was like, what if I just called the sorority Delta Phi Nu? Because before I was a DG, I was a Delta Phi Nu, you know? I didn't keep the pink and green colors, mostly because I wanted to have more similar colors to what Delta Gamma's colors were, but also because I know pink and green are like very, very much, what is it, Alpha Sigma Alpha, one of the Divine Nine sororities is very much pink and green, and I'm like, what I'm not gonna do is take that. So so I made the colors blue and silver, and DG is bronze, pink, and blue. But yeah, that is where Delta Phi Nu came from, fun fact. And if that is anybody's like actual real sorority, it was not on the list of Panhellenic sororities or Divine Nine sororities, but if that is somebody's actual chapter, then I am so sorry. I was looking at the list of actual, like, I was like looking at the list of Panhellenic sororities, all the like fraternities, Divine Nine, the multicultural ones, like just to make sure I wasn't taking names of organizations that already existed, and to the best of my ability I did not see any overlap with the fake ones I made up. And I also thought it was perfect because it had Delta in it, and I was like, well, that's one of the letters. But yeah, so those are my fun facts, no spoilers. With no spoilers, again, this is what the hardcover edition of the book looks like. And this is the first printing, so like the lettering will be shifted slightly to the left. I've already fixed it in Ingram Spark and the updated copy is on its way, but this took like 3 weeks to get here, so I'm not holding my breath for it being here anytime soon. But this is what it will look like if you order the hardcover. The paperback will look pretty much similar. The ebook will just be plain text, but the cover will be the same. And you can download a free preview of the first 3 chapters from my website. There are also links to pre-order the book on there. Just a heads up, when you download the preview, it is a PDF of the print interior. So if you download the preview and then get the ebook, it's not gonna look exactly the same. Like the words will be the same, but it's not gonna have like the fun fonts or the pictures or anything like that. So yeah, I think that's that on that. May 9th is when this comes out. So mark your calendars or pre-order it now. I don't know why you wouldn't just pre-order it, because then you could have it like day of, depending on your shipping situation. But yeah, thank you for watching, and I will see y'all next time I make a video. Bye!